Do you really think that...
It's Brittany Bitch, and I'm back in the form of this channel, and we're going to be talking about editing. This is part 2 of a series of 4 parts. Part 1 was score, but I'm back now. That's a Whedon line. Let's get into it. Our first example is going to be the Steppenwolf fight in Atlantis. Now, keep in mind this, I did not affect this. I did not touch this in any way. This is actually how it's cut. Take a look. Now let me stop it right there. Did you see it? I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw the other version. But what was that cut? What just happened? This... so choppy. Warner Brothers. Why? Let me play it again and show you what the hell I'm talking about. I know they wanted to cut that more violent Mera moment, but it was so cool. Why would you cut that anyway? But yeah, why? Like, at least add an extra second of him about to throw her, because as soon as it cuts, he's already just, okay, I'm gonna throw her. Like, it just cuts. Like, you don't see his arm move. It's just, boom, throw.
I'm not trying to.
Now, the first thing you'll notice is obviously the runtime did not have to be cut down, so it looks and feels a lot better. It breathes. While as the WB and Whedon version had to be cut down, it's just nowhere near as good. And of course, Whedon repurposed a couple of the scenes from a previous Aquaman scene to, you know, sort of tighten up the movie into this Frankenstein quickened corporate product that WB wanted. Now I'm going to play the theatrical version of the Aquaman vs. Steppenwolf part, and I want you to look at how cutting this down made it even harder to process sort of what's going on. In my opinion, things are kind of just flying across the screen, while as in the Snyder cut, you can really clearly see what's going on. You know, it's very much connected. There's much connectivity in it. Let's go. This next scene, the Gordon rooftop scene, is actually surprisingly way better in the Snyder Cut. And I'm not, this is not as a fanboy, alright? This is just as a viewer. Things land better and they just flow better. It's all due to not being cut down without the inserts and editing. Just editing and the score too, because we'll talk about that after. And let's just watch how it plays out in the Whedon cut, this specific part.
You made it. So then, there must be a nest nearby.
I plotted all the sightings in Metropolis, Gotham. No pattern I can see. The lines on the map don't converge.
On land. These lead back to Braxton Island, between the two cities.
Gotham Harbor. These are air vents. They all lead down to the tunnel to Metropolis project that was abandoned in '29.
Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh, that's rude.
Wow, okay, so another scientist.
So how do we find them?
There must be a nest nearby.
I plotted all the sightings in Metropolis, Gotham. No discernible pattern I can see. The lines on the map don't converge.
On land. These lead back to Stryker's Island, between the two cities.
These are air vents. They all lead down to the tunnel to Metropolis project that was abandoned in '29.
The nest could be there.
Is he coming with us now? Because we're not all gonna fit in your car.
I have something bigger.
Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh, that's rude.
Now the flash choke, I don't know if it hit better for you, but it hit better for me. Why? You see, in Whedon's version,
That's rude.
Commissioner Gordon goes over to look at the location that they're talking about and they're going to, and then he turns around, Batman, Wonder Woman, not Cyborg are gone, but not Flash. And the audience is kind of in the perspective of Gordon and Flash. They're kind of like, whoa, where did they go? Except in the Whedon cut, we can kind of tell that they're going to disappear. Maybe it's because of the trailers, but also it gives a little bit longer for them to disappear. While in the Snyder cut, they're practically mid-sentence, and there's like 1 second. While in the Whedon cut is about 3 seconds. Gordon appears that he's gonna say something. He's thinking while they're mid-conversation, so when he's about to turn around, we know he's gonna say something. Well, in the Whedon cut, we can't really tell that. So when he turns around to say something, we're like, oh, the conversation's gonna continue, because it was just a second ago Batman and Flash were talking about the car. But oh, where did they go? And the silence is awkward. There's no score. It's just air. Well, in the Whedon cut, there's a little bit of comedic score
Oh, wow, they really just vanish.
to kind of give that more fun tone off, but it just doesn't work. Joss Whedon was, and Warner Brothers were just, no. So, I mean, that's how I took it, and I liked the scene a lot better in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Because we're not all gonna fit in your car.
I have something bigger.
Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish.
Now, speaking of inserts, there's been a lot through the film, but one in particular that really bugs me is the Superman resurrection scene. There's just blatantly obvious inserts that kind of ruin this tension here and are just unnecessary, and the continuity errors here. Don't even get me started.
Because he's not all right.
1 second, let's talk about my favorite Kal-El No, and everyone was saying, well, it's the same, it's still shit. In my opinion, it's not still shit. It is mostly the alternate audio, but just the editing too. Superman is about to blast Cyborg as soon as this happens, so she says,
Kal-El, no!
Well, in the Whedon cut, he's just staring and he hasn't started to show that he's gonna blast him yet, so it's a little bit more awkward and kind of amateurish editing, I feel like. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah.
Kal-El,
My
no!
opinion.
Kal-El, no!
Also, the reason this part is so crisp is because I'm recording it last. That's why I'm talking loud. It's daytime, and a majority I recorded at night. I'm sorry, I was busy. I had to do it. That's why the audio is still shit at some points, and I tried to cover it up pretty fucking desperately, but I'm trying. It's at least better than the other one, right? Now there's a lot of scenes we can look at for editing, but one more, which we talked about in the last video, was the Wonder Woman bank scene. Now the editing in this scene is quite a bit different. Given the fact they have more footage, it takes a little bit longer for Wonder Woman to show up, building a little bit more tension, makes it a little bit more scary. As well as they cut a few key details out of the terrorists impersonating the guards, which was a nice touch because, I don't know, it just built the scene a little bit better. These extra shots made these guys look a little bit more skilled and more of an operation that we should be concerned about. Now I guess you could say the Whedon version works since it was cut down and it kind of ends up the same but in a different, lighter way. But you know, they both work as editings for their shortened and longer versions and their different tones, so whatever. It's just up to how the movie was. But in most of these scenes, the Snyder Cut is just objectively better in editing.